My name's Chase Hennings. I'm the Operations Analyst and IT Manager at Renda Environmental. As a locally based company, we are very much looking forward to showcasing our project at Bachman Lake here in Dallas, Texas. Being that this lake is at the heart of Dallas, it holds a certain significance to the community around. You'll be hearing from project supervisors Theo Shefferly and Ben Davis as they walk through our operations from dredging, dewatering, trucking, in addition to getting a few inside looks at some of our processes. In everything from start to finish, we are very excited to put on display the hardworking employees at Renda Environmental. And with that, I'd like to introduce Theo Shefferly, our dredging supervisor.
I have the position as dredge manager in Renda Environmental. I am responsible for the safe completion of the works. My task consists out of the overseeing from the dredging part of your project and making sure that everything runs as promised on the water and on land. I was born in Holland. I went to a Dutch university where I followed the Weg- en Waterbouw, which is a Dutch name for basically dredging. I worked in 4 continents. I did some really iconic projects such as the Eastern Scheldt, the largest LNG terminal in Africa, and last but not least the islands in the Middle Eastern part of the world in front of United Emirates and Bahrain. My experience will make sure that any project will be completed safely and on time. There's the walking spot pontoon, the extension pontoon and the actual dredger. These pontoons can be separated. We can use the extension pontoon separate from the dredger, which makes the footprint of the dredger a little bit smaller so we can go in some smaller areas. Normally our dredger would have a swing width from about 85 feet, but we almost quadrupled that by adding these 2 pontoons. The dredger is being transported on 6 flatbeds. One is oversized overweight, the rest fits on normal flatbeds. It will be put together or assembled on land, and then with a 300-ton auto crane, the dredge will be placed in the water where we connect them with 6 hinges. We installed on our dredge a production enhancing density meter, and you will hear a little bit about this later by Jan Peters, who is our Dutch vendor in Holland.
My name is Jan Peters. I work for ADIA Instruments, and we make production monitoring systems, and especially the hardware for it, the flow meters and the density meters. And what we do is we shake a tube and then divide the force by the acceleration to calculate the mass that is inside the pipeline. And the guys here want to know the mass because that is what they get paid for to take out of the lake.
All of this would be impossible without the right crew. We have Leo Lara, who is the dredge captain on board. The dredge captain oversees the daily activities on board the dredge and is responsible for the safety and the well-being of our crew.
My name is Leo Lara. I'm the captain for Renda Environmental. My job is to keep the dredge running smoothly. I like working on the water and I take pride in what I do.
The leverman is up front in the lever room, is the person that actually operates the dredge and makes sure that the production as promised is being realized. So the rest from the crew on board the dredge, we have the engineer who is responsible for checking the engines, the pumps and the pipes. The boatsmen and the regular crew on board the deckhands are responsible for all the anchor moves and regular maintenance and fueling of the dredge. We have an heavy equipment operator on a barge, digging and removing the debris from the lake. On shore, we have a crew that fuses pipes and makes sure that the supplies are being brought to the dredge. For the survey quantities, we are using Roy Okarowski. He is doing our monthly pay surveys on board our survey boat, and here's Roy.
My name is Roy Okarowski. I'm the owner and president of WRS Engineering, which is a full-service coastal engineering and hydrographic survey firm. We drive around in a boat with basically really fancy gear like bass fishermen use, with GPSs that are good to a centimeter and depth finders that are super accurate and can punch through the bottom to see separate layers of material. And so we track basically everything they dig because they're paid by the cubic yard of material removed.
My name is Ben Davis. I'm the president of Renda Environmental. I've been here 14 years. I started out as the biosolids manager, developed into the watering role for the company in addition to finding innovative uses for beneficial reuse products. I went to school at Texas A&M University with an ag science degree and completed my MBA through the University of Texas at Arlington. This project, when we first looked at it, presented a lot of really unique challenge in that the necessary volume of solids being removed and requiring dewatering was tremendous. It was not able to be worked on at the same rate as most other projects that we were familiar with. Previous projects that we'd worked on gave us an understanding of what works and what didn't work, and we were able to utilize some of our previous knowledge. Really became essential for how we set this job up. That, coupled with the team members that we had at the beginning of the project, was really just essential to getting this job done. First step, especially on a job like this, is going to be screening. We knew this would be an essential item given the type of material that was in the lake and the potential for large amounts of debris. A big unknown was the type and quantity of debris that we would be dealing with. We came up with something that could handle the worst case scenario. After that, we noticed from the core samples that were in the lake and that they were in the bid specs that there's potential for a lot of sand coming in at one time. So we decided it would be a good idea to go ahead and put some sand screening in there to protect the downstream dewatering equipment. Thickening was essential on this project simply because dredging lakes such as this one will have constant swings in concentration of material, and thickening can help to normalize out those swings. After thickening, we transferred the thickened solids to our belt filter presses for final mechanical dewatering. The belt presses really are the bottleneck of the system. Everything else can handle everything, but if more solids are coming in than the belt presses can handle, that will slow the job down. We determined there was somewhere between 12 and 14 belt presses, which was more than double the number of belt presses that we had attempted before this project. After mechanical dewatering, we transport the solids to a 4-acre storage yard that we were able to lease for the duration of this project. We're taking the material basically and piling it up and compacting the material for storage and natural dewatering. After dredging is completed, we will scrape the storage pile down layer by layer. This will allow for the driest material possible for trucking and a very desirable product for beneficial reuse as a topsoil. Our employees work in all aspects of the dewatering process, which includes continual operation and maintenance of the screening unit, constantly checking proper ratios of chemicals to how much solids are coming in, continually monitoring of the belt press for spills and proper function. Our employees then move into equipment operation, which includes running a loader for stacking dewatered cake and sand, loading trucks, operate all of the heavy equipment that we have on site. We have bulldozers, excavators, loaders that are piling the material up. Our employees are essential for this job. Without them, we would not be able to have the system run so efficiently.
Hi, my name's Corey Wells. I've worked for Oscar Renda for over 15 years. He's the owner of Renda Environmental. And one of the things that I really appreciate about Oscar is his ability to attract top talent and show the appreciation for them that they deserve. And because of that, we've assembled an incredible team here on our dredge project at Bachman Lake. We would love for the opportunity to bid on your project, and we thank you for your time.